It's another time of the year where we commemorate and we celebrate our integrity champions. Lord, we invite you, we ask you to take over the program and you may lead us, and also that you can inspire us, that you can do more integrity action for the upcoming year. Thank you, Lord, for all things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. As we remain standing, sorry for trying to keep you up, but I think we can go to the national anthem as we get off to a start. Karibu sana our guests. Yes. We have another anthem to go. Ya mapambano. Karibu, Dola.
So let us hold our hearts dearly. Anthem of the struggle. The alternative anthem, because we believe in what is in here.
Mashamba yetu wa Kenya
Thank you very much, Dola and the band. A big round of applause for Dola and the band. If those words by the anthem, the national anthem, the Mapambano anthem, if they have said anything to your heart, another loud applause. Can you feel the energy? Tuko hapa kutekeleza katiba yetu. We are here to celebrate integrity, and that is the entirety of our constitution, but more importantly, chapter 6 of our constitution. We want to water the plant of integrity within our constitution, and that is why we are here. So as we settle in, we'll all get a chance to introduce ourselves. I know some of you might think we do not have time, but we have a lot of time, so get ready to introduce yourself. So just a minute as you prepare your speech, everybody. I hope you have your speech ready. I can start anywhere, from behind or at the front. So the instructions that will be at the front here, you go to www.menti. Use the QR code that is on the front for you to join in today's conversation. As we get ready to a cheat sheet. Yeah? So know your neighbor. Go to www.menti.com. There is a code that is here, 81876428. That's the code that we are using. So if you're in, you can just press on the OK sign there. Yeah? How many of us are in? Those of us who with feature phones, don't worry, you can use your neighbors. Yeah? You can use your neighbor's phone if your phone is not to this standard. Yeah, but I can see, yes, awesome. Anyone having a problem joining in? Representing an organization? Are you representing a certain segment of our society? Let us know so that we're able to. So we have Afrodad, the British High Commission, Defenders Coalition. Yeah? When I mention you, you can just say hi so that people can know on which side you are. Defenders Coalition, where are you? Yeah, good. Algia, I've seen them on this side. Karibuni. Inuka ni sisi. British High Commission. Good. Africa Youth Trusts. All right, good. Mzalendo Trusts. Turadhi. TI Kenya chapter. Which other chapters are there? All right, European Union. I'd seen them, yeah, Global Compact. Myself, how many are here by themselves? Without +1? All right. Karibuni. Yeah, design initiative. Kun. Okay, that's okay. Karibu. Registrar of political parties. Party, you know the table to visit. Kreko, Kenya. Wezesha Biashara Network. Wanabiashara wako hapa, karibu. Association Kenya. African Voices. Commission on Administrative Justice. Where are you? I can't hear your voices. If your hand cannot go as up, kama uko down to earth, kama mimi, you can raise your voice. Embassy of Denmark. Yeah. Amnesty International Kenya. Yeah. Artists. How many artists do we have in the house? Artists, oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Kenya Correspondents Association. Election Observation Group. All right. Finally, hey, Godfathers. Godfathers, where are you? Acha tuone hawa. Oh, no, grandfathers. Oh, grandfathers, you're here. Fathers are also here. Independent Medical Legal Unit, IMLU. IEBC, we can register political parties and we can go and vote. IEBC, you're here? Okay, good. Diaconia, Kenya. Yeah, they're there. Private sector, wanajiita private sector wote. Menezes Foundation, CAM, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, UNODC. UNODC, you're in the house. Good, karibuni. Yeah, so, and finally, TI Kenya, are you in the house? TI? All right, good. I can hear them outside. Anyway, so thank you very much. Let's all give a hand of applause to everybody who's oh, we have the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, EACC,
Interreligious Council of Kenya.
The Interreligious Council of, you're here? KRA. Mtu asipitwe. Kama hujasikia yako imekupita, sema tu. Who else? Mzalendo. Mzalendo walisema. Uraia Trust are in the house. Wamesema hawezi pitwa. Our champions are in the house. Youth Cafe. You're here? Okay, who else wants a shout out? Yeah? Inform Action. Inform Action in the house, yes? PPRA, Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. All right, tenderpreneurs, beware, yes? Awesome, yeah? All right, anyone else who needs a shout out?
Miss Lynn Aban from the European Union. Karibu Lynn. I want to recognize Joseph Kimani from the Embassy of Denmark. Karibu. He likes to sit in the back benches. Where is he today? Yeah, he's in the back benches. Karibu sana Dr. Oliver Wendy, Executive Director of Raia Trust. We'll be hearing from them later on. Is Annette from there here? Maybe she hasn't come yet. But we have also a representative from the Embassy of Sweden. We want to thank them also for the support. And also thank our friends from Diakonia, Kenya, represented here by Maggie Aduto. Thank you very much. And we have many other partners here. We want to just thank you for the continued support. I also want to recognize my partner EDs, directors from other institutions who we've worked with very closely. They are also here. I know this is this last 2 weeks of the year. Normally the weeks we run like headless chicken. So welcome very much. This is a much easier function than the ones we usually have, where we have to red card people, name and call out, and admonish, those who have not done their work or those who have stolen resources. Today, we're doing something different. Instead, we're recognizing Kenyans who have risked life and limb to report corruption, stand against the corrupt or corruption, and just show true patriotism. And by demanding accountability and transparency from their leaders. So it's always an easier event for me, rather than the ones where we call the press conference. My here, the National Integrity Alliance members, and they know some of the difficult work we have to do many a time in terms of speaking out against corruption. So today's theme is Uniting with Youth Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity. And it's really a call to action for this young generation to take the lead in demanding accountability and to redefine what leadership means in Kenya. And by the way, this is a global theme. Maybe some people are thinking, is it because of what happened in Kenya 3 months ago? This is a global theme worldwide. Worldwide, we are recognizing the role that young people can play. But of course, for us in Kenya, it's significant because of what happened 3 months ago, and because at the heart of those protests and the frustration expressed by Kenyans was, families are broke and broken, Kenyans are hungry and angry in regard to their ability to access public services, whether it is education or health, and all these new models and experiments that are being tried. And in it, we are not sure whether there are initiatives to make some people richer and Kenyans poorer. And Kenyans are really frustrated about what's happening, and we can't ignore that. And it's actually at this point that I want us to just observe a few seconds of silence, just in memory of our young people that lost their lives this year as they were fighting for accountability. So if we can just take a short minute to take some seconds of silence in memory of those who lost their lives. Thank you very much. So as I said, today we are here to celebrate. We will be awarding the Integrity Action Awards, which are really intended to recognize and inspire hope and increase and motivate more citizen action, because we believe if more people are able to stand up against corruption, then this world would be a better place. But often for those people who stand out against corruption, and there are many here that I can see in this room, it's normally a lonely journey. You will be ostracized, you will be stigmatized, you will not get a public job no matter how hard you try. People don't want to work with people who do the right thing. They want to work with people who can be manipulated to do the wrong thing. So we have very few of those who are ready to always do the right thing, and that's why we say, let us recognize, acknowledge, encourage, affirm those who have time without number proved that they're able to do the right thing for this country. and that's why we're here. We'll also be recognizing a few creatives, because we've also been working with creatives and our journey towards trying to inspire behavior change. We realize that with young people, it's not just about workshops and speeches and the more formal engagements, that we need to be a little bit more creative. And so we have engaged young people through music, through art, through poetry, spoken word, and other forms of, so that they're able to speak out and reach out to more Kenyans. And so we will see some of them here today, and we'll be able to acknowledge some of the contributions that they have made towards the fight against corruption in different ways. Mine was really just to welcome you all, and I now want to invite the chair of the Board of Directors of Transparency International Kenya, Mrs. Bernadette Musudi, to make the opening remarks.
Okay, I said good evening, everyone. It's so nice to see you all here. First, I want to congratulate each and every one of you in a very special way. The fact that you are here, it means that you have taken that route of saying, I want to fight corruption. Therefore, you are winners on your own. So let us clap for ourselves. May I allow me to make a few remarks. First, may I recognize the presence of the Finnish ambassador. You are very welcome, and thank you for being a great friend of TI and all the other distinguished ambassadors who are in the house. Please feel welcome. May I also recognize our partners in very many ways, those who are in the civil society who work with us all the time, and also others that support us in various activities. First and foremost, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, and that means I am recognizing each and every one of you in a very special way. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the National Integrity Actions Award. I already mentioned each and every one of you is a winner in this award. This event forms part of the series of activities by TI Kenya to commemorate the 2024 International Anti-Corruption Day, and it's one of the activities that we are carrying forward. The annual commemoration of the International Anti-Corruption Day serves as a platform to reaffirm our commitment to future society, that it is free. We see that the society is free from corruption. We sometimes talk about Kenya being corrupt, and therefore that is not even news to anybody. But then we say we want to see a Kenya which is free of corruption. But corruption is worldwide, and the global itself, global anti-corruption team is fighting it in every and each country of the world. Today we gather not only to recognize the outstanding efforts in promoting integrity, but to also reflect on the significance of milestones that we have made. And as Sheila has explained, our global, it's not Kenyan, it's uniting youth against corruption, shaping tomorrow's integrity. I think those spell out exactly what we are looking for. We are looking for a better tomorrow, and the only way we can be so sure of that is when we know that our youth have embraced it, and we have incorporated, incapacitated them, given them the capacity to be able to fight corruption at the level that we hope that will bring Kenya into a better place and many other places that we are involved in. Through meaningful youth engagements, anti-corruption, we can address the current situation in this country. You know, sometimes I feel that reading a speech or saying something like corruption in this country, I think it's obvious and many of you know it, and then you know how much you have been fighting it and how much you want it to get rid of it. So all I can ask you is to remember that this is a war that we must win at some stage. And how each one of us is affected in one way or the other, regardless of who you are, unless you are one of the people participating in the fisadi, they say fisadi in Swahili, the corruption, then definitely you know that the fight is big and all of us must fight that. TI Kenya currently, as you can see, even in our 6 years strategic plan, which starts 2022-2028, this plan reflects the commitment that we are championing ethical values, norms and behaviors among citizens. I don't know when we'll do this, sweet and satisfactory, but we think that every one of us has a responsibility, and that responsibility is being able to kind of get one person next to you to understand the values we are talking about, the norms we talk about all the time, and all that. But not just to know them, but to practice them. It's a culture. Let us leave it as a culture, that somebody doesn't have to remind you that this is corruption. You stop it at whatever level. May I also say here, we say that people who are doing it are very courageous. It's not courageous, it's not courage, it's not just courage. It is being able to stand up and do the right thing. The minute you can stand up and say, this is the right thing and I want to do the right thing, then you are fighting corruption. And that is what I call fight for corruption, just enough to stand up and do the right thing at all times. The National Integrity Award today we are going to do, I want to say that this award, significantly, my colleagues tell me this, as they were already introduced. I have three of my colleagues on the board, Eva Wangoi, Dr. Lianda, and James Mudhui. I have another James elsewhere who is also a lawyer. James Mudhui is also a lawyer, so I mix up the names sometimes. Yeah, the three of them will tell you, every time we are at the board, it is just like, what can we do to make this a reality for Kenya? So even in our strategic plan, we really are going out there trying to get as many partners, as many partners in every possible way, that we fight this animal that has been there for a long time. As a matter of fact, I feel when we call it corruption, it looks like it's so distant, it's away from us, it's abstract. Maybe we should just be calling the thieving, the stealing, the theft that goes on all the time in our society. I sit out there and or when I'm driving down from wherever I am coming to town, and you see how the policemen are collecting money, you know? It's just like they stop you even when you have not done anything wrong, and they ask you, "Nunua chai," and you ask you, I say, "How much chai do you think I have taken myself?" And they will not tell you, you know, they'll just say, "It is a must, you must give." And it disturbs me. Where did we get this habit from? Where on earth? If you go home in our cultures in Kenya, whichever part of the country, you will be told that stealing was hated, was actually disciplined in the highest level. I was told by my grandmother when I was young, and that is many, many years ago. She said to me, if you want to get married, that's what she said, look at the man's hands. And I didn't know what the reason was for. She says, anybody who stole was banned. Well, they put banana leaves around them and banned to show that they are thieves. And that was a sign that nobody really stole. So I never met any of those people, which means that in our area, history, my grandmother was telling me about history. Why can't we have the same culture in this country? Why? Let us try to get somewhere where we can, everybody can uphold the norms that we have, the values that we live by, and have a culture of really, really people who want to fight corruption. I could talk here about corruption forever, as those of you who have seen me before will tell you, because it's one thing that really disturbs me, and it has disturbed me all my life. But I'll say, I want to thank each and every one of you who comes along to fight with us, because you yourself are heroes and heroines in the sense that you fight it at your personally. You have internalized the fight, and therefore you do it so well. As I come to the end, I want to take the opportunity, first and foremost, to say that for those who are going to receive awards, the words will make a meaning to you only if you continue to consistently, persistently introducing the values that you have to other people and getting other people to understand why you are different, why you got the award, and so on. We are making the chair of the awards committee, Dr. Leander, tells me that they must have done something consistently for at least 3 years. So maybe the next 10 years or so you'll be doing the same. And if all the awardees do that, then we will be a vicious circle and we can expect maybe at some result. May I take the opportunity first and foremost to thank those who have made this day possible, that is those who have supported this event. And these are Uraya Trust, Embassy of Denmark, Laikonia, Kenya, and the Embassy of Sweden for their support in seeing that we do not only, like Sheila said, we do not only raise the red card, we also award, we also congratulate, we also see the good things and mark them because they are the ones we can build on to move forward. At the same time, I'll take the opportunity to thank all our big way and their wonderful partners in so many ways. I just mentioned a few, and if you hear that I haven't mentioned you, it's not because I don't recognize you, but maybe it is just the names I have before me, and I just want to recognize each and every one of you. Among you, people whom I'm recognizing, we have USA, European Union, we have the Embassy of Finland, we have Oxfam in Kenya, and many, many others who really come forward to support us. Morally, some with financial, even morally is very important because when Sheila is sitting alone issuing a press statement without anybody by her side, people mistake it for what it is. But she is always accompanied by a team of those chief executives of various civil societies. I just want to thank you for your support for TI and more so for the support you give to Sheila in so many ways. We hope that these awards will serve as a beacon of inspiration, illuminating the path towards future where the integrity prevails and over dishonest and justice triumphs over theft, over stealing, if we can do that. May I ask you that for this reason, each one of you go home today and say, I am not only going to be a person of courage, but I'm also going to be a person who does only what is right. And I want to thank you all for listening to me and wish you a good evening. May you enjoy this evening. May you leave very welcome. That's one. Secondly, we are very appreciative of your support. And thirdly, it's because in you we have great ambassadors who will go out there and spread the culture of integrity. I thank you all and God bless.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you for the inspiration that you've been giving us and for leading us in this implementation of Chapter 6 of our Constitution. Thank you very much for being our guide. I know a lot of youths who look up to the people who are in this house. They will know that they'll get to hear from a lot of speakers who are there today, and also recognize Honorable Mskari Kombo, the first year of APNAC, Karibu Sana, and many other guests who will speak to us today. So in the interest of time, a few of us will be speaking in intervals, so you'll forgive me as we do that, but we are going to appreciate one of our great friends from the European Union and representing the ambassador will be making some brief remarks. After that, we'll also be hearing from our representative from the Embassy of Denmark, our great friend Joseph, and we also have our good friends from Uraya Trust seated with the people. Yeah? It's a dangerous position to be in at this point when you're saying they're not in the village, but yes, Karibu Sana, Lean Urban, and then we can go into the rest of the remarks. Thank you.
Let me write on the protocol that was so well established by Sheila earlier. I am here on behalf of the EU Ambassador, Ms. Henriette Geiger, who unfortunately could not come today, but she sends you all her best regards, particularly to the staff of TI Kenya, who have organized this beautiful event, but also to everyone who gathered in this room this evening and who is here because the fight against corruption is important to you. The EU has a very long-standing tradition for working with Transparency International across the world, also here in Kenya and in the region. We have also, a couple of years ago, established a direct collaboration around a project that we all call TUNO, and it is really a project that civil society, particularly upcoming youth activists, young journalists' ability to detect and report correctly on corruption, integrity issues and embezzlement issues. We have had quite a lot of interesting discussions and activities implemented under this project, but unfortunately also some of the youth activists came under attack during the protest in June and July for the work that they were doing under a contract that was basically signed a couple of years ago. The TUNO project has also very recently, just a few weeks ago, launched a new online platform that allow Kenyan citizens to much easier report on corruption issues in Kenya. It's called Uwajibikaji Pamoja. I hope I could pronounce this right. And we really hope that as Kenya is very advanced in the digital sphere, that a lot of people, particularly young people in the larger cities, will use this platform to also report cases. We will also very soon sign a new contract on support to independent media and freedom of expression. This was a project or some funding that was designed around the beginning of this year, and we're really happy that we can finally support this area of work because it's super important in many countries to allow citizens to have free access to information, and also in this area of disinformation, fake news, that we have independent journalists and investigative journalists that are ready to go the extra mile and write some more deep that require more research and more time than the front page stories do. This year's theme, Uniting with Youth Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity, is really very symbolic here in Kenya, as Sheila said, because of what happened earlier this year. But I think it's also symbolic in many other ways. It is symbolic because if you do not invest in youth, we will not have the capacities, the knowledge, the inspiration, and the energy to take on the challenges of tomorrow, of which one of them is corruption, another one is good governance. But it is also to assist the future generation in making decisions on the very, very rich country that Kenya is. You have a very beautiful country with a lot of resources. Some of them are untapped, some of them are being used in full swing. But it's really the use of these resources and that will determine the future of Kenya. There are also a new collaboration that has been designed over the last 6 months between TI Kenya, EACC, UNODC, the European Union, the Embassy of Denmark, and a couple of other countries, if I'm not wrong, on supporting a much larger and much more in-depth study on corruption in Kenya. And the European Union is really pleased that we are able to partner with TI Kenya and EACC to do this joint project. This study, we are hoping, will be launched. The results of this will start to emerge around April, May next year. And as many of you know, to act smart, we also need to know what the facts actually are. This study will, for the first time, include a detailed study on the gender aspects of corruption in Kenya. And if any of you work in sexual and gender-based violence, you will also know that there is quite often intimidation and pressure against women, but also against men in some countries, when they apply for jobs, when they're seeking promotions at workplaces. So this is the first study in Kenya to follow a global methodology that UNODC has developed to really map out what are the challenges for women related to integrity and corruption in Kenya. It will also look at some of the services that women are more likely to be involved with than men. The other area that this study will cover is the field of disability services and disability rights in Kenya. And some of you can probably already guess why it's important to look into this area. We are also quite involved advocacy-wise or political dialogue-wise on the whistleblower protection bill, on campaign financing regulation, big fines regulation. I'm very happy that the previous speakers talked about this in more details. But it is really important for Kenya to come to terms with some of these or have some better regulation around this area. Particularly also because the country, like many other countries, is facing quite a difficult fiscal situation with austerity measures being applied in many areas. And it's really important that the funding or the resources that are in Kenya are being used by the Treasury in an efficient way also to tackle this situation. The EU will also support the digitalization of the occurrence book, which is a very important integrity measure, and we hope that this will also make it easier for DCI to track and investigate corruption cases that they can then forward to other institutions in the criminal justice chain. Finally, the EU is investing quite a lot in strengthening the witness protection mechanisms in Kenya, because as some of the people that will be awarded today, witnesses in anti-corruption cases, are also standing out, going against the stream, and are often facing a very dangerous situation for witnessing in such cases. Then just before I finish this speech, I just want to say that Kenya is front runners in many other ways than the running tracks on the global scene. And the people that we are celebrating tonight are front runners in the integrity and anti-corruption field. But there are many others out there who stand up every day for a better future for Kenyans, for the future generations, but also for every Kenyans. And it's important that we remember all of those that are fighting this fight in their own little community, village, and are maybe not seen by everyone else or awarded at events like this, but they are out there, and this is why we are here, to give them courage to continue the important work they are doing on an everyday basis. In the end, I would like to thank TI Kenya for putting up such a beautiful event, for all the work you have put into this, and for really beautiful collaboration here in Kenya on the fight against corruption. As the previous speaker said, we often see Sheila, at events on the front line, but we know that there are many other 100 people behind her that makes this happen, not only inside TI Kenya, but also from many other civil society organizations and journalists and youth groups across the country that collaborate with TI Kenya. So I would like to ask you to give them all a hand, and we can move to the next speech.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the EU. I think we've all gotten sight of some very good work that is happening. A lot of us, how many have recorded OB statements? Report OB. Some of us do not know what is that. Yeah? How many of us have gone to record? What were you given? A piece of paper. Uende imeandikwa na pen yenye uliambiwa hakuna rangi, si ndio? You've not experienced this. Okay. You guys are, because you are not a person, because you are a person of integrity. When you see something, you say something, si ndio? But now when you're given a piece of paper and you go and follow, I think it's important. The digitization of the occurrence book is a really important aspect. So let's go back to Menti, so that I don't want us to be left in this conversation. Some of us, I want to get all your comments, your feedback as we continue. Looking at the time, we might not get a lot of us to make comments, but we'll get them through the platform and we'll be reading them out. So let's go on www.menti.com. Just join in. As on stage, there's a small exercise that I want us to see. All the winners are in this room, and it might be you. Yeah? It might be you. So let's see who is a champion of integrity in the room. So do we have everyone there? Yeah. So there is a question that is there. Join in the game. As Joseph tries to summarize his speech, I think it was long. It was 2 pages, so he's trying to get the key points. Yeah. So join in. I see 36 players, 38 players. Let's see. Do we have enough players? Let's get to 40. I think we have enough. We can play the game. Let's see. All right. How many are in? Let's see. Yeah. Which famous quote emphasizes the importance of accountability? Let's see. The faster you answer, the prize is for you. Karibu sana, Joseph. As I give you the prize to give it to the winner. We have prizes today. It's an award. When you see award, be ready to receive awards. Awesome. Let's see. IBC is in the house, so tunaweza fungua server. If anybody does not believe there is a quiz leadership board. Awesome. Chris. Is it Chris? Who is Chris? Chris, karibu, you are the winner. A clap to Chris. Yeah? I know kuna watu wanafeel. We are online.
We are trying our
best. It will be given by, just come and receive your award. So today this place is an award without your integrity credentials. Yeah? So just go back to the question, we see what the question was. Karibu sana. Yeah, you can also win another award. Just karada. So which famous quote emphasizes on the importance of accountability? 4 of those in this room say that ignorance is bliss. Sure, does that count for integrity? What you don't know won't hurt you. Really, huyu mtu mmoja anatuangusha. Then time is money. Watu wa mlima. Oh no, as in just time. But the answer was, with great power comes great responsibility. And as I sit down is to recognize one of those people we've given great responsibility, Senator Kio Mtata, karibu sana. Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you very much, MC. Fellow integrity champions, good evening. Good evening once again. Let me start by thanking TI for the invitation and to bring greetings from the management of the embassy. They bring their very warm regards. They send their very warm regards. And to congratulate you for setting this up. Denmark is very, very proud to be associated with this award alongside the other partners, and you can count on our support moving forward. So that is a firm pledge that I'm making here tonight. It is also, Sheila, you mentioned that you've been in 5 events throughout this day. I've also been in other events, and I can say without fear of contradiction, this is the most important event that there are many others who agree with me. Going to reflecting on the nominees for these awards, there are some qualities that qualify them. And I'll just mention a number of them. Honesty. These are honest people. They are also sincere. I know the judging panel will agree with me. They are also authentic. They are consistent. They are courageous. They are unwavering in their commitment. Those are just some of the qualities which, to me, and indeed I'm sure to many of us here, we can associate with the people that have been nominated and indeed the ones that are going to win. My good friend Lina mentioned that not everybody can be recognized here. So these qualities that I've mentioned are also shared by many other people that daily practice integrity in various ways. So it's just to congratulate everyone for possessing those particular qualities. Corruption has serious effects on many things. You'll allow me to just mention one. And I'm very glad that after the national anthem, the band did indeed play the anthem, the human rights anthem. It's very apt that we are able at all times to be able to draw the link between human rights and the fight against corruption. Because corruption affects the full spectrum of human rights. Think of any rights, socio-economic, cultural, any right, civic, political. Corruption comes in and destroys those particular rights. So we have to be intensely concerned, wherever corruption is, to fight this dragon of corruption. Denmark is a great friend of Kenya. Indeed, Denmark recently, and Your Excellency, you recall, we were hosted not too long ago, celebrating 60 years of Nordic countries being here in Kenya. So 60 years of very firm friendship. And I'm sure that Denmark, at least speaking for Denmark, in the short term, in the medium term, Denmark is still around. So that friendship between Kenya and Denmark continues. And Denmark has invested in anti-corruption work, and we are very proud of our partners, Uraia, and we have there my very good friend Oliver, who will speak after me. We have invested in social accountability, so talking about citizen voice at the grassroots level, so that we encourage as many people as possible, wherever they may be at the grassroots, to continue the fight against corruption. Civic education is also another big area of Denmark's investment in Kenya. Engagement with Transparency International, one of our most proud engagements. We also are members of the Anti-Corruption Donor Working Group that is co-chaired by, and I see Zoe here, by the UK. And members of that, it's a coalition of development partners that engage in supporting Kenyan institutions in the fight against corruption. We also engage in strategic dialogue with various entities, state and non-state entities. So there is a full spectrum of work that Denmark, alongside its friends here in Kenya, engages in. Let me once again commend all the nominees and indeed the winners, and all of us who in our small ways fight corruption daily. And may integrity reside in the cathedrals of our actions on a daily basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joseph. As Joseph steps down, I think you can see the program that they are supporting, restoring ethical and accountable leadership. Be real. Just tell your neighbor, be real. Yeah, be somebody who is restoring ethical and accountable leadership. Yeah, so we need to restore that. As I call Oliver, Wendy, I think Uraia Trusts and Embassy of Denmark have been supporting the Integrity Award since inception, and have topped that up with supporting the youth through the Creatives for Integrity Awards, and we really appreciate the kind of support that we've been getting from them. Karibu sana, Daktari Oliver.
Good evening, everybody. I'm looking at you and I'm wondering, half of you are spirit-filled, others are demon-filled, like the president said. And a lot of you have not even been to the airport, by the way. I'm really happy to be here to demonstrate with my fellow citizens the importance of integrity in our country. I would not have been here, why not for the friendship we have at personal and institutional level with Shell and TI. Because like the chair said, maybe we have glorified too much corruption as a word. It's actually pure theft. And when you put it as theft, then it ceases to be an abstract educational and an intellectual talk. It becomes so real. And the reason I'm saying I wasn't going to come here and I was literally pulled out of my bed by my sister Sheila is because I've suffered the worst burglary since I was born, just these few days, and lost literally everything in my house. And I've always talked eloquently about human rights and the need to respect the sanctity of life. Now, as a former international boxer, I asked myself if I found those guys. My wife is here and she will tell you that I persona and became real, and I wondered how much more Kenyans would have that anger if they knew that we are not talking about corruption, we are talking about theft. I've not recovered 4 days later because it's so painful to me, not necessarily because I've lost that, but because somebody had the audacity to get into my and do what they did. But that's what's happening to you every day. They've done that for over and over again. They import non-existing maize, they become MPs. They become MPs and ministers because they import non-existing edible oil. I've kept chicken for many, many years, and I can tell you that regardless of how many birds you keep, you cannot make millions. And I'm told, I've not mentioned names, so please don't quote me, but I can just tell you that when you are real, then it becomes extremely difficult to justify what we're seeing in our country. And when you have felt it at a personal level, it becomes even doubly annoying, because I have been going consistently to the police station next to me, and I have to pay for everything. You have to pay for the police to come to your house to do the dusting, and when they do the dusting, they tell you they're hungry and you have to take care of them. And when they're through, you have to pay for them to go back. And so I've wasted good money after bad money, and it feels very annoying. But that is the reality. And therefore, this morning, I think I was telling Kimani that I'm in the OCS office. And during the duration that I'm there, 3 Kenyans are brought in a police vehicle dead by suicide. And I ask myself, what is it that is causing so much despondency and lack of hope and lack of utu amongst Kenyans that is leading us into this kind of abyss? But it is because our young people can't get jobs anymore. It is because our mothers are dying while giving birth, and it's not a big deal for our country. It is because we are losing all the billions that President Uhuru talked about and the Auditor General talks about every day, and it's not a big deal. We find it fun, just like watching Vioja Makamani, when grown-up men and women fill the auditorium of our parliaments to discuss one person for 2-3 days, and it's a big deal. It captures all the headlines. And I wonder, what is it that is wrong with the 54 million people living in my country? And probably I agree with the president that indeed we are demon filled. Because if we got any legitimacy as human beings, we would not tolerate anything that we are seeing in our country. Like I always say in every platform that I get, we have enough in this country to feed all of us. We have enough in this country to give hope to the young people in our country. We have enough in this country to populate our pulpits with genuine people of God. Not the doomsday prophets that we are seeing, not the dimwits that we are seeing every day in our pulpits, whose only fame to glory is how much they have prayed demons out of State House. And it's no big deal for us. I wish it could be 4 days later and just say enough is enough. Because this country has enough. But we fear integrity. We fear reality. We fear authenticity, like Kimena said. And I'm reminded, 2015, I just buried my wife, for those who know me, and a lot of you here do. And I got this job as the regional director of a big international organization, which was 100% virtual, so we never met. So they used to send me operational money and my salary, without ever meeting each other. I was in charge of Kenya, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Somalia, and southern part of Sudan. Then one day, of course, I had a big bill because of my wife's long hospitalization both here in India and her demise. So I had a big bill of 11 million shillings, which I just cleared paying not long ago. And out of the blues, 11 million landed in my account. KCB called me and asked me where the source of money is. I wasn't expecting 11 million. Now, as an ordinary Kenyan, I asked myself, is this God blessing me or the devil tempting me? But then I told myself one thing, because 6 years after I was born, I became a scout. And I've always lived by the scouting ethos to date. Those who are in the scouting know what I'm talking about. And that's how I rose to become the head of programs in Africa for scouts. When you're a scout, it's a much more stronger calling in you than just being a Christian. So I told myself, I cannot use what doesn't belong to me. I know these people don't know me. I don't know them in person, but they trusted me to do their job. And they've unfortunately sent money that was supposed to go to our program in Nepal into my account. And I said, because of that, I will refund it to them. Now, they called me, of course, up there and gave me a nice certificate, not money. And I was very excited. I still have the certificate to date, and I present it in every interview I go to. But then I told myself, and I tell myself, that I would rather die poor than eat. But that is not what everybody says. And that's what annoys me. Because when you live with those ethos, other people live with the anti-ethos of that nature, and they actually live better than you. A lot of you know one of the governors in this country was my classmate. Not just classmate, actually deskmate. And when we excelled and went to national school, he went to prison. You know? And later on I met him after clearing my undergrads at KU, and he was telling me, Oliver, you thought you were cleverer. Now when you want to come to me to my office, you must book an appointment. Indeed, that was the truth. And not only that, because he actually came on TV and told people, I am this bad. I mean, I'm a jail bad. And I smoke bang in the toilet with opium tata. And it was no big deal. Do you remember him? Do you all remember him? Or I'm just talking to the only visitors in Jericho. Do you remember him? So, the guy became a national hero. He won so easily, one of the most contested counties. And I asked myself, what is it with the love for the latter-day Barnaba? We don't love Jesus, we love Barnaba. Because we are in love with the bad people. Ladies and gentlemen, my challenge to you this evening, we don't have to be 54 million converted. Can we just change from this room that will purpose to do the right thing? It's not going to be easy, it may not be lucrative, it may not capture the headlines, but when you do the right thing, Winston Churchill said, with integrity, nothing else matters. And without integrity, nothing else matters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oliver. Thank you for being real. Let us all be real. So there is something that we are celebrating today, issues of leadership. What is leadership in Swahili? Uongo? 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 Okay. Let's stand up and be ready to introduce our guest speaker, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Embassy of Finland, the Ambassador to Kenya from Finland. Let's stand up. There is something that, an exercise the decks want us to engage in. All right. Karibu sana, Ambassador. I don't know if you know that tune. Welcome. Yeah, thank you very much. You can all sit and listen.
I'll try not to look like Theresa May, so I mean that's so no dancing on the podium, I'm afraid. So anyway, and please everybody, yes, good. I mean I'm not used to people getting up when I come, but anyway, good evening, dear friends, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's really lovely to be here. And this is one of those events because I actually was double, triple booked, which sometimes happens in Kenya because things sort of pop up at quite late moments. So I was thinking, okay, what do I need to do? And this was a no-brainer for me to be here at the National Integrity Awards ceremony, because what you do really matters. This is something which is really about the security of Kenya, it's about the future of Kenya, it's about the well-being of the... And your presence here shows that you attach as much importance as I do to the fight against corruption and the role of good governance. Now, we assemble here because it's an awards ceremony. It's a gesture of gratitude and trust in your work, your abilities. Now, often we hear a lot of talk about fighting corruption and not always see that many deeds. But deeds are what really matters. More often than not, of course, at the same time, we belittle and criticize ourselves and say that, well, we have failed rather than actually managed to succeed in the fight against corruption. But no achievement is too small. There are achievements which are big, which need to be celebrated. But what we really need to celebrate is motivation, a wish to change things, to do things differently. Now, we're meeting, I'm thinking when I was here in this room the last time, I think, late May, early June, for the 25th anniversary celebration. I remember the same room, more or less the same setup. And if I think of Kenya then, we were talking about big challenges. But now we see a rather different Kenya in that people, the question of aspirations, of what young people want, what are the changes, what are the aspirations, what's the accountability people want. It's been out there in a way which I suppose that speaking in early June, I would not have expected to see. And there is a clear message saying that we do not want corruption. We want better governance. We want our democratic institutions to work. Our futures, the futures of youth, and the median age in this country is 19. And it's difficult to be a young person in Kenya. Every year, 1 million young Kenyans enter the job market. 200,000 of them get formalized. So it's quite understandable that the youth are asking questions and asking, what's our future going to be like? Now, we're also meeting a few days after Finnish Independence Day, and I can't help to recap some of the themes we were discussing. And some of you may have seen an op-ed I wrote, or published at least, in The Nation. It was about happiness. I mean, you hear that the Finns are the happiest people on earth, and I'm looking at some people saying, those guys, they're happy. They always look so grim. It's a bit like Tex Avery and Droopy, where you have Droopy coming up and saying, you know what, I'm happy. And that's what Finns look like mostly. But that sort of serious face, or sort of droopy face, actually hides behind it the fact that Finns are happy. They're happy because they're content. They're happy because they feel that they live in a society which actually delivers to them. And I know that that's what young Kenyans want. That's what, and I'm a bit less diplomatic today than I probably was at my own National Day, because I'm talking amidst fellow friends who are wanting to see accountability. Now, writing that op-ed, we were thinking that, okay, what are the 3 things which function in our society? Is there something to learn? Is there something? I mean, we were, after all, the least corrupt country for a number of years. I think Denmark has taken that position at this moment, but we're not that far behind, and I think none of the Nordics are. But there are 3 principles in society: openness, transparency, and predictability. Openness, you know actually what's happening. Transparency, it's amazing to think that you can actually go online and check the income tax information of every single Finnish taxpayer. it's public knowledge. It's something everybody can check. And of course, when the tax information comes, all the afternoon papers are full of, okay, who earned more than 100,000 a year? Who earned more than $1 million? Who earned, and so on. And you have the lists and names and so on and so forth. It does feel quite intrusive, I have to say. It does feel quite intrusive. But it's there for a reason. Predictability. Of course, I shouldn't say this in Kenya, but in my own society, yes, you do note. You can predict how things go. That also means, by the way, that both work and private appointments start and end exactly to the dot on the time which has been communicated and written. You will hear people in the Finnish ministry, when an online meeting goes 1 minute over, the chair apologizes for bad management of the meeting. So I mean, that's but it's in a way all part of that you need to have a society where you know what you get. And if you look, it's quite amazing to think that the police are the most trusted profession in Finland, followed by medical doctors. High up, and I think in Sweden they're actually number one, are the tax authorities. And I can understand, because if I pay too much taxes, which I every year do tend to do a little bit, because I know that on the 3rd of August, what I paid more, with a little bit of an interest rate, will have actually come back onto my account. And I know it's the 3rd of August. I know or the 3rd of July. I am told months in advance it will be this day, and you will get your tax refund. So I mean, you have this. It's easy. Red tape is there. So it is important that there is a culture of integrity across public and private sectors, and that you do need a new generation that stands up for corruption. Education's key, implementation's even more. You need the values of transparency, accountability, and integrity. In some societies it comes easier. In societies which have had very low taxation and bad public services, income distribution, one IMF official once said to me, very often happens through corruption. But when taxes become high, that's where it has to end, and where it needs to end. Because people may sometimes be willing to, and this is heretical of me to say, to pay a little bit extra for services rendered when the civil servant earns $80 a month. But if the civil servant earns $8,000 a month, there is no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse. And unfortunate, and that is something to keep in mind. Young people are and need to be agents of change, but they also need to learn one thing. And I've often talked about it. I've dealt with colored revolutions in Eastern Europe earlier. They need to move from what I call a negative agenda, and this is, I think, an important message, of saying, I don't want this, to a positive agenda. I propose this is the way we're going to change things, and come up with good, creative solutions. Because not wanting something does not often answer questions. So it is really the responsibility of everyone, everywhere, from government, international organizations, civil society, young people, to individuals, to make a difference and to really start changing. Now, I talked about Finland already. I'm not going to go back there. But let me say a few words of what we're doing. And I see my dear friend Sheila here. I see Bernadette. We value your work very, very much. We are really committed to continue our partnership in Kenya through local civil society on democratic governance, peace and security. You may know that we're in a situation where Kenya is a middle-income country, so our traditional grant-based development cooperation is winding down. We're doing away with that. We're moving more into private sector instruments and so on and so forth. But that having been said, our support for civil society will continue, and there will be envelopes there, so I mean, we're not sort of winding up on those ones. But as we move ahead, and where development cannot be based on grants, but needs to be based on economic growth, your work becomes even more important. I have a bunch of Finnish companies wanting to come here, but they need clear rules of the road, they need less red tape, and they need no corruption. Because if they pay something, we bust them at home, we don't bust them here. And that may mean end of business. So kidogo is not the answer for these companies going forward. And kidogo is not always that kidogo either, I can tell you. Citizen participation is important. It's important to have the corporate sector here saying also, that's it. We need better opportunities, we need better businesses, we need a better investment climate. And to address these challenges, to get civil society active, we are supporting TI Kenya, and we continue to support TI Kenya. We're working on empowering marginalized groups, women, youth, people with disabilities, to effectively participate in public finance management and decision-making processes. We are very proud to have seen empowerment of citizens through awareness creation and anti-corruption campaigns, helped set up accountability mechanisms and structures at county level, but also at central level. Now, international cooperation is essential in addressing corruption, and we are committed to collaborating with Kenya to share best practices, exchange information, and support capacity building efforts. Now, if we act together, we can actually make a change. Now, I know that today is also the International Anti-Corruption Day. So let's make sure that we're not just talking about these things on days like this, and that we actually put our actions where our mouth is. In difficult cases, it's often so easy to sort of, oh, well, I'll just take this. I mean, can you just solve my problem or something? It's difficult. And I know I've worked in Eastern Europe, I've worked in Southeast Asia. You're not alone. The Finland I grew up in wasn't necessarily the least corrupt Finland in the world either. The good news in this all is that things can change. And it is you, awardees of this kind of, in this kind of cases, in this kind of settings, who actually can make that change. And it is each and every one of us who can make that change. So with this, congratulations to the awardees. Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, His Excellency the Ambassador. Thank you for being a good friend to TI and also to Kenya. So it's just to point out that our African time, just to explain why sometimes our clock does not run like the Finnish clock. It has been affected by climate change. Our usual clock was a cockerel. So in every homestead there has to be a cockerel that tells you the time. Nowadays we have what we call the fast chicken. It's not broilers. What do you call it? There's a range, the free range, and now there's this GMO. Let me just call them GMO chicken. Broiler. So now the broilers do not know the time difference, and that has left us not knowing quite how to tell the time. So we are still trying to get digital. We are digital in a lot of things, but nowadays we use cockerels for food. You know, Senator is looking at me and telling me that is now where we should be heading. So I think we'll start with our guest here, just to start us off, because we can go into a lot of stories, but a hungry man is an angry man, and you are only angry against corruption today, okay? We do not want to be angry about the program and these other things, but just expect that our time to tell us that it's already night is 3 a.m. So we are here, that's when the cockerel will crow. So we have a lot of time, but I think we can start with our table here from the guests. I think they're the ones who've been making a lot of the remarks, same to this other table. So we'll just I think we'll have somebody to guide us around. We are quite many here. We'll just go to your right or left. Yeah. Then we'll get to it. All right. So. All right, so as we get food, and I think we're getting food so that we're energized enough to be able to clap and appreciate the actions, the people who have driven integrity actions. So as we do that, the rest of us, let us interact. Remember your phone, where you had it. I know a lot of you are managers within your WhatsApp groups, but today let's have the conversation here. So again, go to menti.com. As our dinner, we are going to continue the interactions. So I think, Senator, you can lead us as we get something to quench our thirst. And then, so you go around. I don't know who is there to guide us. Yeah, Gerald, the gentleman in a white shirt, is showing you the direction. So, Senator, unaweza tuongoza. Sheila amejitolea. Yes. So we are serving at the back, but we are going on that other side. So let's continue. Are we on? Have you been sending your comments? Yeah, we'll be interacting as if in the program and as we serve. So just wait for your table to be called. I know because we are many, we'll use the language of the village. Tent ya watu wa Nairobi ndio inaanza hapa mbele. All right? So, yeah, I think we can go to the interactions bit. And then we have a question there that will be not the questions, but the comments. Yeah, please. All right. So the band is ready now to also give us a bit of music to help us digest. All right. And as we digest, we also have an interactive place here. What action of integrity have you done or influenced in the last 12 months? So I said all the winners will come from today's sitting. Yeah. So the program is just starting. As you interact, please tell us what you have done for integrity. So you might be one of the winners that we are going to award today. Karibuni sana. Dola and the band, over to you.
Bon appetit. Enjoy your meal.
So immediately after this, we are getting into the awards. So depending on how impactful, whatever you have done in the last 24 months,
we say no to corruption.
What have you done? Your integrity actions in the last 12 months will be available.
You wear uniforms too. I'm a prisoner, you're a prisoner too. Mr. Jailer, I have fears, you have fears too. I will die, but you suffer will die too. Life is beautiful, don't you think so too? Mr. Jailer, I'm talking to you, jailer. Stop calling me a prisoner. Let you kiss without seeing the first to cast the stone. Mr. Jailer, Mr. Jailer here. You suppress all my strategy. endangered, injured, ninaishi maisha sana. Wengine wanasema apate giver. Wewe ni nani kunijudge? Niko proud hata kama unasema niko bad body. Check it. nilipata kazi nzuri nikaja kukueleza. Mtu wa kwanza mimi kumfikiria niwe rafiki yangu. Nilifurahi na kuruka na kutaja jina lake Mungu. Nikikuangalia mwako usoni umejisononesha. Ukaanza kusonya ukirusha mikono umekufurahi mafanikio yangu. Ilikuwa hatia mimi kuja kukueleza. Ukaanza kusonya ukirusha mikono, sura umeikunja umekufurahi mafanikio yangu. Ilikuwa hatia mimi kuja kukueleza. Mtu wa kwanza mimi kumfikiria niwe rafiki yangu. Oh, kuna watu tabia hii. Oh, kuna watu wasiopenda maendeleo. Ukiwa nacho cha wauma ndani kwa ndani, achana nao, waepushe haraka sana. Hivi majuzi nilipata kazi nzuri nikaja kukueleza. Mtu wa kwanza mimi kumfikiria niwe rafiki yangu. Nilifurahi na kuruka na kutaja jina lake Mungu. Mwako usoni umejisongesha. Ukaanza kusonya ukirusha mikono, sura umeikunja umekufurahi mafanikio yangu. Ilikuwa hatia mimi kuja kukueleza. Ukaanza kusonya ukirusha mikono, sura umeikunja umekufurahi mafanikio yangu. Ilikuwa hatia mimi kuja kukueleza. Mtu wa kwanza mimi kumfikiria niwe rafiki yangu. Oh, na watu na viatu duniani. Oh, kuna watu wasiopenda maendeleo. Oh, ukiwa nacho cha wauma ndani kwa ndani, achana nao, waepuke haraka sana. Oh, kuna watu na viatu duniani. Oh, kuna watu wasiopenda maendeleo. Oh, ukiwa nacho wauma ndani kwa ndani, achana nao, waepuke haraka sana.
Thank you very much, Dola and the bands. I can see people are still commenting on the actions of integrity. As we enjoy our dinner, I can see the interactions are still happening. There is someone who says they're an active keyboard warrior, another one says they're training 15 and 16-year-olds. Let the conversations continue and let us see what we are doing to champion issues of integrity as the band takes it over again. Thank you very much. We'll also be showcasing some of our previous awardees. There'll be a short video that will be coming up in a moment. So as you enjoy your dinner, you'll see who are our previous awardees and what they say about what inspired them to participate in this championing for integrity. Dola, over to you. enjoy your dinner, just to take you a bit down memory lane. Some of our previous awardees are here with us. So we'll just hear some of the voices that have been involved in championing for integrity. And as we do this, remember that we are also looking out for the awardees for this year. We focus on recognizing actions. So let us see the 2023 awardees and hear from them. Yeah, I think we can.
Is amazing, to say the least. I wasn't expecting this when I stood up to speak, but I am really thankful that we have gotten this far, even as we continue to look forward to getting the justice that we need. Just justice, that we are going to have a Kenya that is equal for everyone, that there's not going to be any corruption and no one will be deemed as a first-class citizen and others as second and third-class citizens.
The Kawangware Youth Paralegal Trust.
My name is Michael Peter Duor. I am a Kenyan citizen living in Dagat with a community-based organization called KPAT, Kawangware Youth Paralegal Trust. I'm a champion for change, advocacy, and good governance. I can't really speak because it is a very wonderful, something that I never expected. But what I believe in is that when you do things in silence, God always speaks out for you. This is not me. This is not about my family. This is about God, because I give glory to God for enabling those people to see the important things I do in the community to nominate me. And also, this award is purposely for the people of Dagoretti. They have been there for us. They have been there for me, and they have supported me in all spheres of life. It has been hard at some point, to the extent I even felt giving up in this process, but they kept on encouraging me, telling me, no, Michael, we must push, we must knock those doors so that some answers can be given to us. I remember I was not born in Nairobi. I never grew up in Nairobi. I was brought up in the village, and when I was going to school, we were studying in a grass-thatched kind of a classroom. Because I could visit and I see good classrooms, good schools. So I was asking, why was it that in our village there was a lot of this disparity? When the then President of the Republic of Kenya, Mwai Kibaki, took over, there was a lot of changes, came in with issues of CDF, issues of the bursary things and construction support funding. So 10 years, 2013, I could still go back in my village and realize that there's little that is being done. Yet, if you could move in some parts of the Republic, there was a lot of development. So I was asking, why is still the same thing I saw in 1993, I'm seeing it in 2013, still the problem exists? Then I asked the question, who could be stating that there's lack of information within the community? So when I came to Nairobi, I realized that even in as much as Nairobi is perceived to be a developed city, there are areas that still lack this kind of development. So I resonated with what I used to see, the suffering that I underwent within the community, within the villages that I was in, and I said, the same children are still facing the same challenge. So gathering that experience from the village, bringing it in the town setup, and also the illusion that the Nairobi people are well informed is not what exactly people think. So I took the initiative to ensure that we empower these people, we make
it. So I started the journey by educating my community that corruption is real and they need to keep off. This inspired me to even reaching out to the leaders in leadership that time. And one of the best things is some of the things being done out there, it's not being done because people know. Sometimes
it all started some year back in 2005 when I was in college, and one of the most important things is I joined the Residents Association, and from the information I was collecting, it came to my attention, and I wanted to know how can people stop talking about corruption when they are part of it. So I started the journey by educating my community that corruption is real and they need to keep off. This inspired me to even reaching out to the leaders who were in leadership that time. And one of the best things is some of the things being done, it's not being done because people know. Sometimes you find yourself into a situation where you are working something and maybe you don't know how far it has gone when it comes to corruption. So for me, I've built a scenario whereby you find the leadership and the community, we can sit at one table and
for us to end corruption, for us to end impunity in this country, let's encourage the younger souls. We are the leaders of tomorrow. If we encourage the youth to lead the corruption-free society, then we can be sure to control the corruption in the forthcoming society. Because if you preach the corruption to the elders, they are going. But remember, at the younger stage, we are still building corruption. Now, let's do this at the ground level. Let's engage with the youth, with the upcoming generation. Let's take them on board.
I want to encourage all of us that integrity pays. It is a painful walk. It is not a walk in the park, but it is worth every cent, because we are here to give you testimony that it is doable. Not everybody in Kenya can be corrupt or being wayward. So thank you so much for standing with us, and thank you for even encouraging those of us who are seen, because there are those who do great things that are not seen.
So let us, as we fight corruption, realize that corruption is nothing but a rejection of the rule of law. Corruption is an attempt to live outside the law. And we must stop it. And right now, let us stop looking at corruption on the expenditure side. The real corruption is happening on the revenue side. I'm telling you people in civil society, let us take our eyes off chapter 4 and look at chapter 12. There's a lot of money being stolen through the budgeting process, and we must wake up as a people and look at chapter 12. What is it we are supposed to do to make sure that public money serves the public?
Is amazing, to say the least. I wasn't expecting.
Awards, and I'll be calling on Brian Wabala, who's been championing for the REAL program. So they have been real through their creativity. They have been real through expressing themselves, and they have been real in inspiring others through their creativity. I can see some of us are amazed by the actions of integrity that we are doing. Refused to pay bribes, worked on the anti-corruption policy. There are people who are doing big things, championing for integrity every day through my work. Advocacy campaign, Fufua Miradi, Tuboreshe series from different counties, doing the right thing at all times. I have led advocacy campaigns to call for transparency, stood up a cop who was asking for a bribe. I have done some activism, post-legislative scrutiny. There are people who are doing heavy things. So I think we are still looking at this to see which action we'll award tonight. So please, the actions that you've done in the last 12 months. I know in our midst we have the top 100 newest. Irungu Newton. To the top 100. So congratulations on that too. So Brian, can move and tell us what actions of Creatives for Integrity we are celebrating today. And as Brian does that, we are going to have the awardees being awarded by some of our participants here. We have a representative from UNODC, Miss Isato Burton. You'll be awarding one of the awardees. We have Margaret Agutu representing the Diaconia. And then we also have our winners who will be awarded by our guest of honor, His Excellency, the Ambassador. So, Brian.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Brian Wabala. I'm here to call out the incredible teams that won the 2024 Creatives for Integrity competition. We received very incredible entries this year, and out of over 30 entries, we're able to have 3 best entries. And so, without wasting time, I'll just call out the names. The team names, I hope they'll be able to identify themselves. I will start with the first runners-up, and that was Wazalendo Poets.
So they will be awarded by His Excellency the Ambassador. These are creatives who have been using their talents to showcase issues of integrity. You can say hi as your gift comes. And what inspired you what did you do?
Alright. So all protocols observed and all the wonderful good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
So in front of you is Wazalendo Poets. We are here and we are very delighted to receive this award. And we have one of ours who is not here today. His name is Palmo Vasho. And for those who are saying that we never stepped to an airport, we just took him to an airport. He's representing us in South Africa right now. So for us as Wazalendo Poets, we use our talents to advocate for good governance and accountability, because we believe that through talent, we will that memorable thing that a person cannot forget about. So as Wazalendo, I'm here with my guys here. We have Kone Muziki, and we have K Breeze, and I myself, I am S. Bonzilla, Naivasha Finest. We are representing Nakuru County.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. They will be awarded by His Excellency the Governor. The Ambassador. Sorry, I've already gone to.
For being elected governor. Here you go.
All right.
Here you go.
Thank you, then. Please pose for a photo there with the ambassador.
Smile.
Awesome. Yeah, so the artists, please don't leave. You can go on stage. Go on stage. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I know you have tendered your apologies. You have to leave us, but we really appreciate the time that you have spent with us and honoring our invitation. Thank you very much.
The second is the Husisha Initiative. Husisha Initiative, Charles.
Wako hapa. All right. So these are going to be awarded by a representative from UNODC, madam. Then we can have the. All right. What did you guys do?
We did comics called Silent Shock. It's a comics on anti-corruption and integrity. It's a story about the corruption that is involved in getting government services for electric bill, and you are told that the process is too long, just give something or else you're going to wait forever. And we are very grateful for the award. My name is Charles Chege, and Jack Tonabuk and Sophie Madeka. This is the team.
Thank you. A clap for them. They will be handed the awards and the certificates. Wamejita comic relief, from wamejita?
Husisha Initiative.
Oh, Husisha Initiative, doing comics. All right. Thank you very much, Husisha.
Looks so crowded.
All right. Those were gifts for everyone. I think like we can all have it and. Thank you very much. All right. A photo moment there. Yeah, please remain on stage. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the 2024 Creatives for Integrity competition, the Unbreakable team.
The winners, the Unbreakables. Wow. You cannot do break dance, eh? All right. We had Madam Margaret Aguto from the Akonia giving the awards. Thank you very much. So what did you guys do?
Good evening, everyone. Okay, in front of you is Unbreakable team. We are from Mombasa. I am Dixon Chalo. She is Gala and he's Ngai. First, we did 3D animation, 2D illustration, and poetry, and some essays. So our work was talking about corruption in general, fighting corruption in general.
Thank you, all the way from Mombasa. Wapigeni makofi. Kutoka Mombasa ni wametuambia mulipanda ndege kukuja. Ni sawa. Just give them the awards. Watatuambia hiyo story baadaye. SGR pia leo siku hizi iko na first class, kwa hivyo zote ni sawa. Thank you very much. Let them pose for a photo there. Awesome. Thank you very much. You can join the rest of your colleagues on stage. Yeah, so We'll just have a moment to celebrate them. We can be joined by some of our guests here, Sheila, Daktari, Diana, and team, Senator. We can just join them for the photo session. Wamesema mabegi tunaweza weka kando kidogo, wachukulieni ndio award haikuwa bag. Thank you. That was really good work. To see their works, you can visit our YouTube channel. They'll also be dropping their handles so that you can see their work. YouTube at the moment, Integrity Awards 2024, that is the hashtag. Following the awards today, you will see the content that they have created. Yes, so thank you very much for being part of the... just give me that bag. Give me the bag. Boss, acha nikushikie bag. Acha hivi. Sitaenda. Thank you. Then you look to the front where you can see the guys with the gadgets. Mnaweza chukua hiyo picha watu wajue mlikuwa sherehe. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, please interact with them, follow their pages. We'll be dropping them on the TI Kenya X handle. The hashtag to follow for you to see the content is Integrity Actions 2024. Follow us on X as we... Yeah, so thank you very much. So now we go into the Integrity Actions Awards. Again, we are celebrating actions. We are recognizing actions that have been done by, and all of us have sent. Is there anybody who, I've seen a truthful person in one of the comments saying, kusema ukweli mimi, sioni kama nimefanya kitu, but I'm usually a good person. Mumeona your comment? Yeah, so continue being good. Yeah, that is your little thing, yeah? So that is really good. So we are going into it, and I'll be inviting Dr. Leander Musima, who is board chair of the for Integrity Awards, to come and usher us in to the awards. Now that the stage is not here, I think I'll have to give you this. Or can we have this one? Is it so? Hii ni kama ile huwa inatembea ya dais. So thank you very much. Karibu.
Thank you, Titan. Thank you.
Thank you, Titus, for your excellent work. Good evening. I can see it's some minutes to 9 o'clock. We have overshot our time, but as Titus had earlier said, I hope most of you will not take it badly. It was beyond our control. Now, this evening we are gathered here primarily to celebrate the Transparency Integrity Awards 2024. We are happy because last year when we met here, we had taken a hiatus of around 4 or 5 years since 2019, last recognized our awardees. And why we do this is not because to have huge banners on the newspapers or social media and say, I am an awardee, I am better than X, Y, and Z, but it is because we want to inspire change in our communities, in our societies, and hopefully, with those small actions, we can continue slowly changing our country. Oliver, when he came up here, I touched something very dear to some of us, where we are having society in the medical field. And I think quite a number of you have been following the news. Of late, we are losing quite a number of doctors to suicide. And because of the challenges they are having in the society, to be posted to do the internship so they can be registered as doctors, to get a job opportunity to serve their beloved country. Currently, we are close to 4,000 unemployed doctors in a country where these are skilled professionals who are actually not in short supply, but we are being told, please go abroad, go I don't know where to get work. And it's very saddening because Kenya, we only have one country. This morning when I was watching the news, I saw the President-elect Trump saying that he's actually, one of his executive orders he's planning to do is stop citizenship by birth. We have people who have stolen money in Kenya, your wife, to go and give birth in the USA, and they become a US double citizen. But that will also stop. So we only have this country of ours, Kenya, and we have to ensure that this country is able to work, not for some of us, but for all of us. And for that, that's why this evening we are gathered here, and we hope in this small way we'll be able to recognize the few people who we feel have really impacted our society, our communities, our counties, our country in a small way. Our awards were launched on the 8th of July this year, for those of you who attended during the Africa Anti-Corruption Day. We had a long process. We had a call for submissions July to October. We had a committee which sat, and the members are here. I hope I've seen quite a number of them here. If they can stand, our awards committee, starting with you, Elizabeth, and your team, your whole team.
The judges.
Yes. Please, I'd want us to recognize this team. They are the ones who actually did the donkey work. I can see there are only 3 of them who are a larger team, but at least they are here, and thank you so much, Elizabeth and the rest of the team. And they went through this in November, where they gave us as a board some names, and then of course we ran through background checks and all that, and now today we are here. There are some of us who are here who are in those names which were initially had been given, but we only had, like in sometimes we only have to give one awardee. So it's not that the rest, we do not feel them fit to be awardees, but we hope, like in the future, that you may also be awarded going forward by TI. And as I end, because I want us to be brief so that we can catch a bit of time, I'd like to ask our previous and our current awardees who will be awarded today to please join this fight wholeheartedly. 2 years ago, we were forced to recall an award which we had given a previous awardee, and that to us is a very low point, which we hope we don't have to do to any of the awardees today, now and in the future. So we ask that please maintain the spirit of those awards that we are going to give you today, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leander. And thank you to the entire board. They have been playing a very crucial role in overseeing the entire process. Let's give them a clap there. To the TI Kenya board who overseeing the entire process. And we have Colonel Nur, who on behalf of the judging panel will just make a few citations for the awards. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, champions, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Colonel Nur Musa, retired. I was the chair of the 2024 Integrity Award Judging Panel, representing Interreligious Council of Kenya, together with other patriots, I think, whom I'm going to call their names, and probably some of them are not here, but those who are here can stand up and say Jambo. Stephen Kimenye from Global Compact. Those are one of the patriotic judges whom we are with together. National Anti-Corruption Steering Committee. I don't know whether she's around. In any case, you can clap for her in absentia. Mr. Osman Mohammed of CAJ, I don't know whether he's around, is there. Sema Jambo. Gitunga Wameru of Wazalendo. Okay. Salam. Honorable Kiongo of Judiciary. Salamia Kiwa Ayuko. And Elizabeth Guya of TI Kenya, who was there. And we were supported by Brian Wabala, who was the prime mover of the team. Ladies and gentlemen, this team spent considerable time to review and analyze this year's nomination, and taking into consideration all those good things which were mentioned here by the previous speakers. I wish to thank TI Kenya for the trust they bestowed upon us as a team, and let us appreciate them with a clap. Finally, I wish to encourage all of us to support integrity action. I will commemorate International Anti-Corruption Day and celebrate these integrity champions. Please let us applaud the integrity champions and the TI for the effort of recognizing the champions and their steadfast in awareness creation, fighting, condemning, and sensitizing the Kenyan population about this evil practice, which we call corruption, which has become a thorn in the flesh in our societal culture. I want to leave you with two things. They say, when you apply yesterday's strategy, today you will spoil tomorrow's. So the change will start with us. Changing of strategy is mental. attitude change. Change your attitude. The other thing is, let us start the change with ourselves by fighting corruption. They say, we are not deficient of written laws. Are we deficient of? So theoretically, we're all equipped, but practically, we're deficient. They say the law in the book and the law in the workplace are different in Kenya. Let us make reality, the law in the book should be the law at the workplace. And I think the best thing for us as Kenyans to be able to understand is that we must understand what is integrity about. When you understand integrity, then you can be able to implement it, fight corruption, and be able to succeed. You see, integrity, my friend, is the bedrock upon which our character is built. It is the compass that guides us through life's storm seas. And I tend to think that I want to talk about a quality that, in my opinion, is more valuable than any material possession, any academic qualification, any social status. That is quality integrity. So I think let us start with ourselves and change our mindset, internalize what we do, and walk the talk. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you. Maybe just before we can go, we can have the judges here. Let us just call them. Maybe before you go, we can have the judges here. There is an appreciation plate that will be given to you by Dr. Cecilia Mutuku, Commissioner with the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, on behalf of us. Maybe you can. Yeah, so we appreciate the. Carol, are you representing Gitungo? Right. So the judges spent a lot of time scrutinizing all those actions, weighing whether the actions are merited for recognition, and all that work we really appreciate. And I think from Transparency International, we are saying we are really appreciative. Yeah, maybe we can give them the awards and then have just a photo session. So it's a plate of recognition. Now that we may not have time to remove, just indicate what you think inside. It is white, it is not brown. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. There's a quick.
What you're saying about we getting kusirika na corruption sio? Sisi tuseme mara moja tumekusirika na tumesirika na
uongo zi.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention something because Gituko Wabere has been here and he's had to go to studio. We did release a report in the morning and he's needed. I thought it was important to say that his commitment extends to this because now he's going to be somewhere else until 11 speaking about anti-corruption and the need to make sure that we push for anti-corruption. Thank you.
All right, I'm just being told you've not posted well enough for a photo, just one of the photos for the gallery. Thank you very much. And I think Caroline will be remaining behind for the next session. You're taking it up. Thank you very much, judges. We are calling the citations, so maybe you can just, we'll be having citations from some of us within our midst, who will now give us the people we are recognizing for the actions of integrity for 2024. So that is Ms. Caroline Gaita from Usando Trust. We have Ms. Leila Mianzi from the Center for Multi-Party Democracy. Is she here? Karibu. We have Honorable Kio Mtata. We have Mr. Samuel Kimeu and Dr. Kawive Wambua. So they will be reading the Leadership and Integrity Actions Awards. That will be Caroline. And then we'll go to the Transparency Integrity Actions Awards. That is Ms. Leila. Then we have the Usando Integrity Award by the previous awardee, Honorable Kio Mtata. And then we have the Judicial Integrity Actions Award by Mr. Samuel Kimeu, and the Whistleblower Integrity Actions Awards by Dr. Kawive. The Leadership and Integrity Actions Award, I don't know, maybe you can move to the podium, yeah, so that people can hear your voice as you tell us who is. Yeah, the rest of us can just stand beside so that we want this to move in. We're trying to recapture integrity of time. So, yeah, Karim.
Thank you, Titus. My citation is for the Leadership and Integrity Action Award, and I read, Transparency International Kenya is delighted to acknowledge confirmation for the Leadership Integrity Action Award under the National Integrity Awards 2024. The Leadership Integrity Award is recognition of acts of integrity demonstrating exemplary leadership and standing in the society to bring about integrity, transparency, and accountability. Mr. Byron Menezes, I hope I've pronounced that right, has been enhancing access to justice through pro bono services to persons. He has done this through mobilizing legal aid forums and was able to attract many lawyers to support his cause, utilizing his foundation, the Menezes Foundation, to provide legal assistance and education to the public. His outreach spans several counties, including Kisumu, Siaya, Migori, and Homa Bay, where he offers pro bono services funded by his resources. This selfless dedication has significantly raised awareness among residents about their rights and responsibilities. This award is presented to Mr. Byron Menezes in recognition of his standing commitment to exemplary leadership and unwavering integrity. Through his actions, Byron has demonstrated a profound dedication to fostering transparency, accountability, and ethical standards within the community that he lives in. In the face of challenges, he has consistently acted with honesty and courage, inspiring others to uphold similar values. His leadership not only addresses the immediate needs of his community, but also cultivates a culture of integrity that resonates through the broader society. By embodying the principles of integrity, Byron has made a significant impact on his peers, promoting a collective commitment to ethical practices and community service. This award serves as a testament to his exceptional character and the positive influence he continues to have on those around him. Even before we call him to the stage, I think he deserves a big clap. And so, Mr. Byron Menezes, you are the recipient of the Leadership Award from Transparency International for 2024. Congratulations.
Drum roll.
Thank you very much. So you have been requested to move in front, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, please remain on stage so that, the stage is a bit small. Or we can just use, so that we do not take a lot of time. Then we have the Transparency Integrity Actions Awards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leila Juma from Center for Multi-Party Democracy Kenya, and it's such an honor to be here today. So today's citation for the Transparency Integrity Action Award. Transparency International Kenya is delighted to confirm your recognition for the Transparency Integrity Action Award under the National Integrity Awards 2024. The Transparency Integrity Award is in recognition of acts of integrity inspired by TI Kenya's work. The actions for recognition under this category are inspired by TI Kenya's engagements for a life commitment to promoting democracy and social justice in Kenya. Paul is recognized for his contributions towards community engagement on public finance management and public participation in Kakamega County. Paul Odongo has worked closely with TI Kenya for over 7 years and has contributed immensely in shaping community engagement, particularly in the area of social accountability and budget-making process at county level. So today, our Transparency Integrity Action Award goes to Mr. Paul Odongo. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Paul. Karibu sana. Congratulations. Step to the front, please. Awesome. Thank you very much. We go next to the Usando Integrity Award by Senator Okiya Mtata to read the citation.
Good evening. It's my honor and pleasure tonight to read the citation for the Usando Integrity Award 2024. Transparency International Kenya is delighted to acknowledge confirmation for the Usando Integrity Action Award under the National Integrity Awards 2024. The Usando Integrity Award is in recognition of acts of integrity that demonstrate patriotism and courage by ordinary citizens, with the possibility of mobilizing citizen action and emulation to espouse integrity and bring about transparency and accountability. Ms. Damaris has been recognized for her patriotism in establishing over 45 integrity clubs across Kilifi County to promote integrity and transparency among hundreds of high school students in Kilifi County. Damaris has been a champion for integrity for over 6 years now. She previously worked at Kesho, Kenya as a project officer for students acting for integrity and equality, where she established integrity clubs in over 45 secondary schools and trained students on community integrity building approach. She also introduced the monitoring aspect, which saw over 50% of the monitored projects being completed successfully. She also developed the Integrity Club's Patrons Handbook and Integrity Club's Journal to inspire and support integrity clubs in her county. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Damaris Atwana.
Congratulations. The senator was receiving this award, he was also an ordinary citizen. So we pray that you're following the same footsteps. Thank you very much. So you'll be, these are in recognitions of the actions of integrity by Ms. Damaris. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Senator. Then we move to the Judicial Integrity Actions Award that will be read by Mr. Samuel Kimeu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have the privilege and pleasure to read the citation for the Judicial Integrity Action Award 2024. Transparency International Kenya is delighted to acknowledge confirmation for the Judicial Integrity Action Award under the National Integrity Awards 2024. The Judicial Integrity Action Award recognizes the progressive interpretation and application of Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya and other provisions on national values and principles by the judicial officers to bring out integrity, transparency, and accountability. In rendering the progressive interpretation and application of the Constitution, Justice William Musyoka held in the case Orogo versus Chairman Board of Directors, Kenya Revenue Authority, and another, that is petition E004 of 2023, that the recruitment of the 1,406 revenue assistants, accounting to 56% of the recruits who emerged from two ethnic communities, offended the preamble of the Constitution and several other provisions of the Constitution, including Article 10 on national values and principles of governance, and barred KRA from recruiting or appointing staff at all levels until an ethnic diversity and regional balance policy is deployed within 30 days of the judgment. The awardee of the Judicial Integrity Action Award 2024, Justice William Musyoka. I need to add that judge here was my teacher and actually supervised my dissertation.
Good. Teacher and students. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Kimeu. And finally, we go to the last Integrity Action Award of Recognition, which is the Whistleblower Award that will be read by Dr. Kawivu. Karibu.
Good evening. Citation for the Whistleblower Integrity Action Award. Transparency International Kenya is delighted to confirm your recognition for the Whistleblower Integrity Action Award under the National Integrity Actions Awards 2024. The Whistleblower Integrity Actions Award is in recognition of acts of integrity to expose and demand action on corruption, resulting from acts of corruption which rob our collective gains as a nation to promote integrity, transparency, and accountability. Mr. Nelson Amenya is recognized for this award for his role as a whistleblower in the controversial Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Adani deal. His revelations have sparked significant public interest and scrutiny regarding the dealings between the Kenyan government and the Adani Group, an Indian multinational conglomerate. In October 2023, before some of you went to the airport, Amenya began exposing details of the Adani deal, which involved leasing JKIA to Adani Group. He disclosed that the deal raised concerns over transparency and potential misuse of funds, particularly regarding how payments were structured through Abu Dhabi, rather than directly from Kenya. Amenya's allegations included that Adani sought to use the airport's title deed as collateral for loans, and that there were plans to renegotiate workers' contracts. The award of the Whistleblower Integrity Action Award goes to Nelson Amenya. Let's clap for him.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Clap until he gets here. He made.
Awesome. So, like you might already imagine, he has been to the airport, so he's watching the country. So his brother Marlon will be receiving the award on his behalf. So, yeah, there's a bit of exchange there of the award. I hope we are not taking the whistleblower. All right, so Marlon, the brother, has received the award on his behalf. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, thank you. So thank you, Dr. Kawive. Asante sana. So as the podium is being taken off the stage, we can have the guests join our awardees for today. Sheila, Madam Chair, boards, members, Senator, please let's join the awardees. We also have Skari, Dennis. You can join us. We have some of us who've also from this table who's not yet heard the remarks of Irungu and Madam. The interest of the stage, we'll all have an opportunity to have a photo with the awardees. So
Thank you very much. Thank you, our guests. Thank you. We'll have, the awardees, please remain behind. We need awardees only, please remain behind. We need to take a good photo with you guys. Your certificates looking in front and your awards, lovely. Our champions for integrity, as that happens, I'll be calling on I'll be clear our program manager to come and give a vote of thanks. Yeah, they say it's okay. Please don't leave early. A lot of these guys want to interact with you, share what you've been doing with them. So, thank you very much, colleagues.
I'll, in the interest of time, be calling Elizabeth Duyer to do the vote of thanks. But in recognition of all the actions of integrity that you've done, I think a lot of you have managed to share. Who has not shared an act of integrity today? On the mentee. Yeah? We have seen all your actions of integrity. Continue doing them. I think we had one more. But we'll do it some other time. So I'll hand it over back to Elizabeth to do the vote of thanks so that we can call it a day. Thank you.
Thank you, Titus. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It is with great honor and gratitude that I stand before you today, following the remarkable gathering, celebrating integrity, honesty, and ethical conduct. The Integrity Awards event has been a testament to the values we hold dear and dedication of individuals and organizations committed to upholding these principles. On behalf of TI Kenya family, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Uraia Trust, the Embassy of Denmark, Diakonia Kenya, and the Embassy of Sweden for your support in making the event a success, and your unwavering commitment to fostering a culture of integrity within our communities. Your efforts in recognizing and honoring those serve as an inspiration to all of us. I also want to express our profound appreciation to the esteemed recipients of these awards. Your relentless dedication to integrity sets an exceptional standard, guiding and motivating us to follow suit in our personal and professional lives, both spaces. We are thankful to the members of the judging panel of the Integrity Awards, representing Zalendo Trust, the Interreligious Council of Kenya, the Commission on Administrative Justice, the Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association, the National Anti-Corruption Campaign Steering Committee, and TI Kenya. We thank the judging panel also for competition, representing the British Council, Power 254, the Institute for Social Accountability, and TI Kenya for your support. We appreciate the previous awardees who continue to advance integrity in their various capacities in the community. Furthermore, our gratitude extends to all participants, esteemed our partners, for your unwavering support in the fight against corruption. Thank you to the TI Kenya Integrity Awards Board Committee and the TI Kenya Board of Directors for your dedication and support in this process. Thank you to TI Kenya colleagues who have contributed their time and demonstrated great teamwork towards making this event a reality. As we depart from this gathering this evening, let us carry forward the spirit of integrity and let it illuminate our paths, both individually and collectively, May we continue to uphold these values and strive to make a positive impact in our society. May we continue to strive for a society where integrity is recognized and valued, paving the way for a brighter future for all.
Thank you very much. And that brings it to the end of our very eventful award ceremony. Thank you for joining us. We have one request for a jig before you go from Dollar and the band. So you can take it over as I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Make sure you can take a photo with us. Our awardees, please don't leave without doing an interview with us. Please, there will be someone. So the awardees, the awardees, please come. We need to do an interview for you. Anybody who wants a photo, you can see the guy in the camera. Photo moja ya kumaliza mwaka.